So check this out. We actually have a participant in the room here.
Oh,
Let's
great.
see, SJV. Hopefully you can get in here. I think you have to turn on your camera and microphone to join the show. So you can do one or the other or both if you'd like, but if I'm not mistaken, it's not going to show unless you turn your camera on. In the Rumble program, which is probably what you're using, it would be little icons at the bottom of the screen. One looks like a little microphone, one that looks like a little camera.
Mm,
Is that what you have, Stephen? Is kind of something similar?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, I didn't click on the link from the X because I didn't want to like disrupt my connection,
Oh,
but
yeah,
do
definitely.
they see the same thing? I'm assuming they see the same thing.
Well, yeah, I think they would see the same thing that you would get since you're remote.
For,
SJV, I'm so sorry. I don't know what your real name is, but I don't know how we get you into the program. I'm hearing something.
oh, they unmuted.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
there he is. It's God.
Just 1 second. I've got to adjust the lighting.
Oh, you're fine.
It looks great,
I feel like
but we lost your audio. I can't hear you.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I muted for a second because I was talking to my A word, the Alexas.
Oh,
Ah.
word. I like that.
But I didn't want to interfere with some other people's thing. Well, thank you for doing this. I take it that you're Heisenberg, right?
Heisenberg.
The mastermind behind it.
Wow. Well, this is cool. I've been cussing this thing for the last few shows, and I think I was getting invited because I would get a 404 error, every time.
Oh, were you trying to get into Scott's show?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do that the last 3 mornings, and I had the exact same issue where it looked like he was trying to let people in, and then it would just give me the digital finger.
Oh, yeah. It was a serious problem, and
But I
well, this
noticed that he was able to get Owen Gregorian on the show. I think he got it was Greg Gutfeld and Dr. Drew. Um, but
yes,
they might have just had.
Sergio made it too, which was real cool. So
Oh yeah, yesterday. Sergio. He's in case you're wondering, all the people we're talking about, Stephen, are big fans of Scott and follow him. So
Okay.
yeah. So how did you hear about us? I'm sorry. And what is your name?
SJV.
SJB.
Yeah, I like co-host the after party. So I think you called this after party too, didn't you? Something like that.
Oh, that's what we're calling it. Are you the after party that you co-host is with who now? The
Owen's the host,
Owens. Oh, okay. Yeah.
and Sergio is the other co-host. So
Okay, yeah. I've only listened to Owen's X Spaces once, which is just this weekend, Saturday, I believe. So I enjoyed that show.
well, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. It's kind of a real awkward time because I mean, dealing with what's going on with Scott and trying to figure out how to just keep things going. So,
I like
Hmm.
what he's adding to the show now. He's trying to kind of change it over into a new format, sort of. Um,
yeah, it's actually what I was hoping. I've been hoping this for months. Basically, what I wanted was Owen to be Scott's co-host, similar to the way I'm Owen's co-host, because I was like, okay, at times Scott like had problems with his breath and stuff like that.
Mm.
I was like, it'd be perfect because Owen is just an outstanding host.
He's very articulate.
Yeah, and he knows a lot about everything. Uh, so he's like perfect for the job. So I'd been wanting to see what we saw the last couple of days for a very long time.
Do you
And
think that Owen would be into doing a daily show?
he's got a regular job, so
Yeah.
he we're usually just do our shows on Saturday night or Saturday right after Scott's show.
Mhm.
Uh, and then sometimes, like uh, today, we did a subscriber space that started about noon, I think, noon
Mhm.
Eastern. But eventually, I'm hoping he could, do daily shows. I could handle the daily shows if we didn't do 3 and 4 hour shows. I did
That's a long show.
That's a long show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the subscriber space show today was 4 hours. The after party yesterday was 4 hours, and on Friday, we did an unusual 4 or is about a 3-hour after party on Friday, which is extremely unusual. We were just kinda jumping in because we knew Scott may be having issues, so
Mhm.
I I if he couldn't do his show, we were like, "Okay, we'll give him something to watch," because he does show up for the show, so
Yeah, yeah. I think that's perfect, and I think he's totally, cool with allowing other folks to step in. Owen, I think, probably is maybe, um, the best choice of folks, amongst several that, I've seen out there. I think that he could do a good job, but The Daily Show, that'd be I don't
that would be cool. Like I say, if it was like a couple hours a day, I could handle it, but right now, for, like, nearly a year, my day starts at, like, 9:15. I get in, get up, go through Scott's pre-show, and then, usually an hour and a half of his regular show every single day of the week,
Mhm.
and that is taxing, and then when we start doing all these after parties that are 3 and 4 hours apiece, I'm like, "I'm getting too old for this crap," so
Yeah, I would totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad that you joined us to tell us about all this because it's so fascinating to me. The amount of love that's been pouring out for Scott right now, and such has just been amazing to watch.
well, I've learned a ton over this last year, being a co-host, because I haven't been really following Scott closely, but for about 3 years, and there are people like Sergio, I think he's been following Scott for at least a decade,
Mhm, mhm.
right? And there's plenty of other people like that, and I'm like, "Well, how the heck did I end up being a co-host? I just got thrust upon me." And
That happened to Steven too, by the way.
No.
I told him, "Hey, let's do a podcast." He's like, "What?" Okay.
Sounds good to me.
well, that is cool. I may have to follow this some,
Yeah.
but
Well, do you have any advice for us? That's what I'd like to know is what, as a co-host, what could you, help to advise us?
uh, well, don't make it personal. And I mean, the toughest thing I had to learn was when to shut up, because you'll see some after parties, you'll see me talking in them. But sometimes you won't hear from me at all. If there's nothing going wrong and we've got plenty of speakers, there's no reason for me to say anything. And as long as the people talking are obeying the rules, I should just keep my mouth shut and sit back there. And I mean, Owen will tell me that, and he's told the group is like, yeah, SJV can speak up anytime he wants, but that's just kind of directionally true, right? I can only speak up anytime I want because of when I choose to speak up and how I choose to speak up. So a lot of it has I've learned over the last year was just knowing when to just be quiet and just enjoy the show. And if things are going well, don't screw it up, you know? So
That sounds like sage advice. I'm horrible at that kind of thing. I always feel the need to fill the silence whenever I hear any. But sometimes silence is golden.
well, I do some of that too. Like uh our show had evolved over time. At first there was, there's plenty of trolls come in, kick them out, or there was dead air and I'd fill in the dead air. I think the last Friday show, I actually talked a lot. I had a lot to say, but because it was a Friday, there wasn't as many people, there wasn't as many speakers, so I uh, just stepped in. Oh, another thing Owen does, I don't. Owen prioritizes me just like every other speaker, right? So if I want to speak, and if it's not some special situation, I just raise my hand just like any other speaker,
Okay.
right? And he'll eventually get around to me. He doesn't suddenly say, "Oh, the co-host wants to speak, so we're going to interrupt the show." No, I get to wait just like everybody else. But there's a good point for that. Is I'm supposed to demonstrate to all the other speakers how you're supposed to behave yourself in Owen's show. So, I mean,
Okay, that makes sense. That makes yeah.
yeah. Well, I notice you
So
call
you're
this Persuasion Club after show party. Uh,
yeah. So this is our we're still on our basic stream, but we're giving the after show party away for free at the moment. So um, we're just leaving it on. So um,
well, you're
that's all.
well. You've got Win Bigley there in the background behind you.
Yep. Yep.
Are y'all big time Scott Adams followers?
I would say that I am, and then Steven I'm dragging along with me.
Okay.
I grew up a fan of the Dilbert comics, and I've also read the Reframe book. So and thanks to Kevin, who suggested it to me and actually provided the copy for me to read. So that's about the extent of it. But what I've read and experienced so far has been great. So no complaints. But
Well,
as far as like an avid fan or a follower, uh, I wouldn't be able to tell you too much about Scott personally or anything like that.
well, I wouldn't get into details about Scott personally, although I probably know more than the average bear. But you read the right first. The book I would always recommend to people to read first is Reframe Your Brain.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
because Scott in that book is very concise. He tells you exactly what he wants you to know, and it it's I refer to it as a philosophy or psychology book that nobody would recognize. I studied psychology, philosophy, and religion for years and years and years. When I read that book, I started noticing, I was like, well, I've learned that lesson, but I got this from psychology. And
Mm.
I was wondering, where the heck did Scott get all this stuff from? Because I'm certainly nothing like Scott Adams, so I'm not the one that uh, I, I'm not. Don't consider myself brilliant. The book just kind of to me was like, well, okay, maybe I'm not as big an idiot as I thought I was. So
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely enjoyed the book, and it's helped me in a lot of ways. It's I mentioned on the show the alcohol is poison reframe helped me out tremendously. Basically, avoiding alcohol for about 3 years now. Um, so, um, yeah. What would you say the beyond that book? What would be the next one?
how to fail at almost everything and still win bigly is definitely the next, or still win big. I said
Huh?
bigly,
Yeah.
but that's definitely next. The book is just as good, although it's not similar in the way it was written. How to Fail at Everything and Still Win Big is written more as a semi autobiographical thing, and what it's teaching is personal persuasion, persuading yourself. And
I thought the reframe book was kind of that way. I really feel like that reframes are basically us telling ourselves how to think.
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
But then
But
you've got Win Bigly there. That's the third book I would recommend, because Win Bigly to me was like, okay, now we're going to graduate school here.
yeah, I put that one up there because I think that of all of the books that he's written, that one is probably the most focused one on persuasion. I haven't read it yet, but from what I understand, that's
Well, it's more on persuading others.
okay.
And don't let the title fool you. Win bigly, it means you winning. It's not doesn't mean Donald Trump, although a lot of the book talks about Donald Trump and his persuasion. But
Well, and that's a fascinating topic in and of itself because one of the when people were trying to figure out what Scott should call his uh, bio, biography, some had suggested Master of Persuasion, but I realized that that label was actually given by Scott to Trump. He called him the Master of Persuasion. So I don't know, but I like the idea of being the professor of persuasion. I think that he's earned that title.
yeah, that gets into what I suggested for the name of his book was Scott's Debris.
That would be good.
It, well, it's kind of a deep meaning. Have
Mhm.
y'all read God's Debris?
I have it. My lovely wife gave it to me for Christmas, along with the How to Fail book. So yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to.
Well, Scott said rec- recently that basically he's God in that, or he's the main character in that book. So I thought that was interesting.
Huh.
But I liked Scott's Debris as a title, but Scott said it was too deep or something like that.
Hmm.
Too deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we actually had somebody in our comments come up with something that I loved, and I shared it with Erica. You may have noticed
Yes.
Erica.
Mhm.
Uh,
I've touched base with her a little bit. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, the guy said refounding father, and I was like, dang, that's cool. Refounding father,
Hmm.
sort of like a play off of reframing. And she really
Yeah.
liked that one, so I kind of passed it along to her, but I didn't come up with it. But I thought that was an interesting take too. Uh,
Yeah. If somebody doesn't choose the one I offered up, I might write my own. Not an autobiography by any means, but just kind of my own personal take on the life of Scott Adams. I think it'd be kind of a fun little book, but we'll see. I hear it takes a long time to write a book.
Oh yeah. Well, there's writing tips that Scott's put out there on how to write a book too, and Joshua Lysick can probably help you too. He's been on several shows, but he's like a ghostwriter, and he's pretty famous too.
Yeah, follow him. I think I just started following him a few days ago. So
Yeah, and Stephen, weren't you in Scott's show either yesterday or today? Today?
No?
Okay, there's somebody that
he
looked.
looks similar to one of the gentlemen that was on the
Oh.
show. Yeah.
I'm assuming they're a model or a A-list actor or no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But no, I heard somebody mention Steven several times lately too. I'm just not sure
Oh.
when. So, but my brain ain't so good, so you never can tell.
It's quite
Yeah.
all right. Well,
I like your shirt, by the way. That's a nice shirt.
Oh shoot! If I knew I was going to be on this, I'd put on a clean one. I think this is the grumpy old man shirt or something.
nice.
And
It's good to come as you are, you know.
It's got some nice holes in it too. So
it's well worn. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this with the video.
Oh, that's so cool. You've actually premiered on our show. That's I don't know. That
a big
feels
deal.
special to me. We really appreciate you kind of hanging out with us because we have no idea without any feedback how any of this is going over. So
yeah. Well, even Owen and Sergio have never seen a real picture of me other than my avatar on X. So
wow. We're getting the full meal deal here.
Yeah, Owen might like to see how much I embarrassed him on this show. So y'all might share it with him.
Tell him. Yeah, tell Owen to come back and watch the episode. We mentioned him at least once on the show during the show, and of course now in the after. But the one thing I was going to throw out there real quick is for anybody picking up and listening either now or later on down the road is that so Persuasion Club is kind of this brainchild of Stephen and I as we were trying to learn and ramp up our own persuasion skills. And but we want to make or make it less about Scott. He certainly, you can't talk about persuasion without bringing him up now and then, but it won't be like the Scott Adams worship hour or anything like that. Because we want to stick to the topic. We want people to learn about persuasion. So, but of course, we all love Scott, and we're going to miss him.
Yeah. Oh, there's Dr. Hypnosis is somebody y'all should probably follow too.
I'm finding all these people somehow. I follow Dr. Hypnosis and have commented on a few of his posts.
Yeah. So. Well, Dr. Hypnosis, when I guess it was back in June when Scott made his health announcement, Dr. Hypnosis had kind of a salute to Scott show a space afterwards.
Oh, okay.
And Owen was his co-host, and I went on there, and if you ever get a chance to listen to it because I was a blithering idiot in that show.
So like pretty much me most of the time?
Oh, no, this was bad because one of the things we kind of share with people on the after party is how to speak publicly. And one of the things that helps me the most is I just have 3 or 4 points I want to make, and I'm going to make those points, and then I'm going to go away. But if I've got like 50 points floating around in my head and I try to speak, I'm just this jumbled 20-minute run-on sentence.
So you have to kind of get a little concise with it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something I'm continuously trying to emphasize in the spaces we do is it's not how much you say, it's how you say it. And I complimented some lady today that was in the subscriber space, and I hadn't really talked to her before. And by when I talked, it was almost the end of the show, and she didn't even have a microphone. But I was like, I want to hear some more from you next time because you made some good points. You talked real quick, and you left me sitting here going, I want to hear more from that lady. And that's another thing I would advise. Don't be the person that talks forever because people will follow you with a few points. But once you get into, dozens of points, people are just like, I wish this guy would just shut up. That's another thing to remember as a co-host. I mean, there's at times I'm sitting there thinking, okay, SJV, you can't say, "Hey, you need to shut up." How are you going to do that?
Yeah, and because it's all audio only, you can't give each other visual cues or anything, right?
Exactly. And you want to be polite to people because I think I kind of mentioned earlier how the after party evolved over, I think we've probably been doing it about 10 months.
Okay.
And I had to do a lot of stuff at the beginning. But over the last 2 or 3 months, it's like I don't need to do anything because most of the time the speakers are doing great on their own, and our speakers just keep getting better and better and better.
Oh,
I
there's
mean,
some smart people out there. That's what we wanna do. We actually wanna find the people that are smarter than us and have them on the show, you know what I mean?
yeah, that and have
Yeah.
people on the show that disagree with you, right? Because there's no point in living in an echo chamber.
Right.
One
Yeah.
of the greatest things about the after party is I don't care who you are or even how crazy your idea might be, you're going to get to the chance to finish your thought before somebody jumps in.
Mm.
And whether I think you're a nut or a not, if somebody tries to jump in and interrupt you, I'm going to get rid of them. Matter of fact,
Mm.
more than likely, it won't even be me getting rid of them. Usually, Owen does it real quick, and if not Owen's, Sergio, and if that don't happen, it'll be me. So,
Mm.
So
but
between you 3 or 4, you got your hand on the button, huh?
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm usually more buried in the comments because
Oh, okay.
I know Owen can handle the show, and Sergio can certainly back him up. And uh, most of the time, I go through the comments and try to help people out with connection issues, junk like that, and suggestions of what they should say and what they shouldn't say. I don't define the rules, but like I tell them, I recognize them. So,
Yeah.
uh,
You
but
know when someone's misbehaving.
yeah, but most of the time I'm looking at the comments, and because I'm looking at the comments, a lot of times I see when we've got a really bad speaker, and people are like, "Will this guy stop? Why aren't y'all making this guy stop?" And
You
sometimes I will. I'll respond to those comments and go put a stop to it, but only if the guy's breaking the rules. If he's not breaking the rules, I'm like, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. And I don't
Mhm.
like what the guy's saying either, but I ain't really gonna say that. Uh, but it's a valuable learning experience, and the most valuable thing I learned was, like I say, just shut up. And some of this stuff we've got going on now is pretty serious. Because, like I say, Owen could end up, this could end up being his career. I'm retired.
I'd like to see that happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm retired. I've been retired for over 10 years. So I just do this to feel like I'm contributing and to learn stuff. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I have to take it real serious because I don't want to do anything that'll damage Owen's career. And I certainly wouldn't want to do anything that would damage Scott's legacy. So,
Right. Yeah, that's
Mm.
something we have to guard very carefully. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
I used a little bit and tried to parody in the beginning of the show, kind of a little bit of how he does his opening, but even then, I probably won't make that a regular feature because that's his. So, uh, yeah, we want to honor the legacy, Scott's legacy, but we want to make sure that we don't infringe upon his legacy. So,
Yeah. I'd be very careful about the copyright stuff. On
mhm.
one show, I actually think I misled people because at one time I heard Scott say he didn't mind if people clipped his shows.
Mhm.
But then recently he came back and said, it's better if it goes through my estate. His wife, Shelley, or his ex-wife,
Mhm.
first ex-wife, believe it or not, is gone.
Yeah, yeah, they get along, and she was right there, Stephen. The last couple of shows, she's been hanging out. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
yeah,
they're still friends.
yeah. But you are the guy that was Heisenberg, right? Did I get that right or wrong?
No, I'm not sure what your reference is, but I don't think so.
Yeah, you weren't you in the Scott show?
Um, no, I tried to get on his show, but I couldn't get on the show. Or were you talking about Stephen?
Oh, no, Steven's already said he wasn't in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
wasn't either. I tried, but I didn't have any luck. But I like the Heisenberg reference. I think I might go with it.
Well, there was some guy on named Heisenberg, but like I say, my memory isn't terribly good these days. So,
Yeah.
uh, but I really appreciate y'all doing
Wasn't
this.
me, but sounds like somebody pretty cool though.
Mm.
Yeah, thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
We would
Thank
have
you.
nothing to talk about if you hadn't come along. So it's been our pleasure to talk with you.
Well, you're welcome, and I appreciate y'all allowing me to test out this interface because
Yeah.
I've been cussing it for days.
Are
So
you going to try to get on Scott's show tomorrow again?
I think I'm going to be on Scott's show tomorrow. They were asking me to join,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and I was like, I'll give it a shot, but
Yeah.
I,
Oh, we hope to see you then. That would
yeah,
be awesome.
Yeah.
well, it'll be wild if I can keep from like pooping myself in front of Scott Adams.
I got see that's the thing is
Yeah.
that I would just be a "Arr."
Well, that's
Yeah.
it. I mean, I've talked to some very famous people at times, or at least powerful people, but somehow Scott Adams or Greg Gutfeld are just on another level for me. And I, I'm not sure how well I'll do, but I'm at least going to give it a shot.
Well, those guys are pros, so don't knock yourself get
Yeah.
too hard if it doesn't go
Yeah.
exactly the way you wish. So, but yeah, we'll watch. So see if we can catch you on the show.
Well, thank you. I've got to get out of here,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
going to message Owen and tell him my interface works. So, and
Nice.
All right. We
that's
helped you test. So now hopefully
Yeah.
everything will work for you tomorrow with Scott.
Yeah.
and I'll try to remember to mention to him Persuasion Club.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. We
Very
would
y'all
love
cool.
it.
Thank you.
y'all share a link to the show to him, and he might find it interesting.
Yeah, yeah. We've been trying to get ourselves out there without going too hard. We know that Scott's pretty he's got a lot going on now. So
Okay. Well, thank you.
thank you, SJV.
Yeah, thank you so
chat with
much.
you later.
Tell you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting y'all too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya. All right. Well, that was a good night.
That was really cool. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go over here real quick and just make sure. So it's just down to the two of us. I can go ahead then and end the stream, and I think we can still talk after the stream is ended. So,
Okay.
hey everybody, thanks for watching our after show party, and we'll be back next time. Hopefully next week, I think, with another show.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here.
Good night.
Have a good one.